What is up, guys? Welcome back to the vlog. So today we are going to be installing some max speeding rod coilovers on the BMW. So I've had max speeding rods before. They're not what they're not what I would say would be a very competition standard coilover, but they are good to get into the introduction of having coilovers. So if any of you guys are looking to get started, I don't hate them. I like them. I've never had issues with them. I think they're pretty good. But like I said, they are also not BC coilovers or anything of like the name brand top dog, but they are good. They do work, at least in my opinion. So I'm going to start by doing a how-to on the front and the rear on this side of the car, because as you guys can still see, it's snowing out there. And then I will just tackle the other side by myself, but I at least want to show you guys how to get these bad boys installed and what to do next. And I also want to preface, down the road, once I actually really start tracking this car, I will be investing in some nice BC coilovers, probably just reaching out to one of their parts reps and getting something that's fully customized to the setup that I'm going to be using it for, just so I have a lot more options. So on these ones, I opted out of the 24-way dampening adjustment on the front and the rear, just because I never noticed a big difference with these coilovers on my WX when I had them a couple years ago, and it just really didn't make a huge change. So I opted out of that, just so there's one less part to fail on me, and it's literally just raise, adjust, preload, and camber for the front. All right, you guys know the deal. Let's start with this front one. Let's pop this wheel out of your breaker bar, grab your socket. Right here. Grab your breaker bar and your socket. Let's pop these lugs loose. Remember, guys, lefty loosey, righty tighty. And the main reason I'm doing this today, even though there's still a ton of snow on the ground, is I only have one day off this weekend, so I will not have time to do this tomorrow like I was planning on because of work. We got the boat show this coming weekend. It's going to be the day that this video goes live, is the day we start boat show, so we have a lot of preparation to get ready for that. So I don't have time, and it's supposed to snow again tonight. So we're just doing whatever we can to beat weather and schedules for this week. So let's go ahead, jack this car up, make sure it's in a nice sturdy location. We barely need this wheel to spin. Not going very high with it. All in all, these shouldn't take very long. So let's see. Should have 3 bolts up on the top and probably 2 down below to get this out. We have to be careful with our brake lines. Thankfully, this guy has swapped these out before, but they feel blown in the rears. So that's another big reason why I wanted to do this. But let's see what we're dealing with. I'm gonna pop these 3 top ones loose. That was not a lot. Wow, that could probably be some of the clunking noises I was hearing, and they weren't very tight. But let's just loosen these down just a little bit, and then we'll jump to the ones behind the wheel. All right, guys, so we have a 19 right here that needs to come off. Let's see if I can do this. I'm gonna move you guys out of the way and throw my breaker bar up on there. All right, guys, had to battle those a little bit. Finally got them. You got the middle bolt that holds the caliper bracket to the shock. Got the last side bolt out, and got all the brake lines disconnected and whatnot. So should pop right off, like I was about to say. So let's just let that chill. Now let's pop these top bolts back off all the way. Might fall while you're doing this part, but should be good. Let's see if we can wiggle this out of here now. Boom. Now it's just going to be fishing it free. Which shouldn't be too difficult. Just gotta watch out for brake lines and whatnot. But boom, driver shock done. Look at this unit, bro. This thing is fat. So let's now go match this up with the new one, measure it out, probably do 2 inches shorter than it is, and we'll camber it all the way in once it's on the car. All right, guys, got my corresponding coilover. So we just got the match up. There's an extra bracket. I don't know what it's for, but we got brake lines right here. We got the rudder caliper strut right there. And we got the 2 bottom ones. That's what we need the most. So let us, I don't know what this bolt is for. There's one on this one that didn't have anything. So I'm going to make sure that my preload is set, which it should be, but it's never a bad idea to double check it. So let us tighten this top piece. Make sure this nut is done. Okay, so I dropped this top nut. Let's spin this down until it has no pressure and wiggles a little bit. So you almost want this to be loose up in here. So almost there. Okay, so there's a little bit of play. So now we want to take this, I believe BC coilover says to do 3 full turns. So 1, 2, we'll go 1 more, and that will be our preload. Just go there, shoot this down, and we'll tighten these 2 together so our preload doesn't move. Make sure that's good and tight. Now I'm going to measure it from the bottom to the top. So right now it is 4 fingers lower, which I'll probably leave it like that. The spring is going to be a lot tighter than this, so it's not going to compress as much once you put it down. So it's kind of going to be a adjust and play once we get it on the car. I might go down just a little bit with it, but not too much. And then whenever we get this adjustment where we want it, let's do a nice little love tap on this to break it loose. Okay, I might have to do this on the car. It's pretty tight. I don't want to mess it up, but let's start with this, see where we're at, and then we can always adjust and lower them once they are on the car. And then once it's on the car, I'm also going to shoot down this camber all the way in. Fishing it back in, get these nuts off the top, set these bad boys off to the side, or lose them into my headlight housing that I can't reach. Oh, that's funny. That's all right. Let's make sure these ones fit. a little bit different. We might have to make one of these work unless I can find a magnet to grab that. But let's fish this back up in here. Go through our brake lines again. Pop it down. Cinch down these top ones a little bit just so it's not moving on us too much. Okay, might have to loosen those to get where we need it to go, but my also rule of thumb, you guys are setting this up, make sure you watch your top hat. It spins freely. Make sure the max speeding rods is facing this way so you could read it looking at it like this. So then you have the correct camber adjustment. Now let's bolt on this bottom half and I'll show you guys when I'm done. 100% fully installed. I am actually gonna just do this camber now just because I know I'm gonna want all of it up front. So let's see what we can do real quick. And take, oh, pop this bad girl loose. Pop this bad girl loose. Stupid cable's in the way. So is this. Pop this bad girl loose. These two rear ones, I think I'm just gonna have to take out all the way and move them up a slot because they do have different slots you can put them at. So let's see. Yeah, these two back ones are gonna have to come out all the way. Move them a slot forward. Cinch them down just a little bit. And then we're gonna take these front ones out all the way, move them up a slot forward. And that is gonna be fully cambered once we put this wheel back on, and it's gonna look sick, guys. It really is. So let me tighten these back down, put the wheel on, and show you guys what we're dealing with. There's the final product. It will settle a little bit more than it is right now, but let's get rid of that wheel gap right there. Okay, so this is what we're dealing with on the back. So we got the strut and got the shock. So the strut just has 2 bolts up top and 1 bolt down on the bottom, and then this has 1 bolt right there that I think I just need to take that bolt out, push this down, and I could pull the shock out. Never dealt with that, but let's get after it and see what happens. Guys, when you guys are getting this spring out of that pocket, I had to use 2 pry bars in order to get enough pressure to get it to actually come out. That was awful. I didn't need to take this bolt out that I was talking about. It was literally just the bolt for the bottom of the strut and the 2 top hat bolts, but ready for reinstallation. So let me try to show you guys reinstalling this spring because it was awful. So let's see if we can get it in without as much hassle as it was getting it out. Let's take an attempt here because that was horrible. Let's see if we can. Okay, that's a good step. Let's see if we can pull this down. Okay, I think we're gonna be all right. I'm gonna put this in there for now because I have a long ways to go down. That was horrendous, guys. Not even playing. That was awful. So let's just see if we can reverse it and get it back in there. Oh, jeez Louise. Okay, guys, I'm gonna fight this and I will get back to you guys in just a sec. Hi guys, got the new spring in, which was an absolute nightmare. I took off the coilover collars on it just because I don't think it's gonna make a huge difference. I mean, it is pretty centered and it's tight, that's what matters. Got the new strut in. I'm gonna throw the wheel back on and see what our height is. We are jacked up right now, but we got a couple inches on this side, front and rear. So let's put this wheel on, lower it, and see what our height's at. Look at that. I finally got some good fitment in the rear compared to this. It's looking pretty good. So now we got this one side completed. I would say it looks pretty good. So I'm now going to jump onto the other side, which I will just be doing the other side off camera, especially the rear one, just because it was a pain. But once all is said and done and everything's connected, we're gonna probably take it for a little quick test drive around the block, see how it's working, and see if it changed the dynamics of the car. Boys and girls, we have 4 coilovers installed. So I was worried. If you can see, there's ever so slightly toe out on the front, camber both on the front, right? Ever so slightly toe out, but they are pretty even. So I think I'm gonna leave it. But guys, the car is slowly coming together. That's what I was looking for. Now, later this week, probably gonna be after this video goes live, I'm gonna go back through all 4 of them and then put the correct heights that I want. I just wanted to mainly get them installed today, but got rid of most of the wheel gap. The front has some pretty good caster to it now. Some caster, positive caster forward. It's not very middled anymore, which is fine. I just, when I was flipping around to check out or park it on this side, the steering is good, it does not rub. But there we have 4 good coilovers installed. I'm excited to start going through and adjusting all of them. I was given a heck of a time on these rear ones. The springs are a pain to get out. Pry bars, make sure you have good pry bars, because my Pittsburgh ones were a little sketchy, to be honest with you, but they worked. Probably later this week on Friday or something, after a couple, like, you know, after this video goes live, I will probably be doing a cool little edit, like a little short, post it up and show the actual height adjustment. I'm gonna drop the front a little bit more, make sure it's not rubbing, and the front can go down a lot more, so, or the rear can go down a lot more. So this is where we're gonna pause off. Sorry, I'm out of breath. This is I rushed on this last one, so I'm pretty winded, but we're slowly getting there, guys. So hopefully you guys like this video. If you have any questions or comments, just drop them down in the comments below. Pretty sure you guys cannot hit the like and subscribe button at the same time. It does a really cool trick. So just let me know if you guys like this video. Please watch most of them, or at least stay longer. Even if you're not watching, just let the video play through. That's all I'm asking for you guys. Going on my test drive. It has been a busy day. Had a lot of stuff to get done, but so far everything feels good. There's some pretty heavy clunking noises coming from the front, but I know that they were there before the coilovers. But overall, like, the ride is pretty smooth. Honestly, like, for how much I paid for these, which I will not say because it was ridiculously cheap, overall it feels fantastic. Like, coming up on some railroad tracks up here in a second, and I'll let you guys be the judge of it by just listening to it. But they're really not bad. They don't clunk as much as I was anticipating, really. But let's see. Excuse all the bolts in the back. But guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this how-to installing max speeding rod coilovers. Like I said, guys, stay tuned. This car is slowly becoming what I want it to. With that note, I'll catch you guys next week. Peace.